Hi guys, welcome to a new video, and today's going to be an update of all the things I picked up in the last month. I know it's been a while since my last update, but as I said before in my last video, I wanted to buy things a lot less frequently lately because I feel like I'm not giving all the things that I buy much appreciation as I should. I really like to try and listen to the whatever I buy a few times so I can get the full feel and appeal of the item. Which I've done with these items the last few weeks. Some of these items are quite new, so I haven't really got round to fully listen to them all yet. But I'll just go for each one. I've got some good vinyls as well to show you, and we'll get started with CDs. The first two are the items I shown in my last video, which was an unboxing, and it was of Tori Amos's first two albums of the deluxes of Little Earthquakes and Under the Pink. Absolutely fantastic, of course. I've ordered these online, and I spotted them in HMV a few weeks ago. So they're basically sold in retail outlets like music shops. So if you're looking for these, try HMV, and they're likely to be there, especially because they're new. I haven't seen the vinyls yet though. I'm quite curious to see what they look like, even though I won't be buying them because I've already got these albums on vinyl, the originals. So yeah, very good, fantastic sound quality, and worthy to any collector of Tori Amos. Next is the very best of Dolly Parton. I already have a greatest hits of Dolly Parton, but it's not the best because it's missing a few tracks. So I went for this one because I think the track listing on this is a lot more appealing and shows much more of Dolly's discography in a much more interesting way, and I love the cover art as well. It's just a beautiful slightly recent picture. This was released 2007, so it's not that old. There's a song on here which I absolutely love. It's Islands in the Stream, the duet with Kenny Rogers. A fantastic country song, definitely one of my favourite country songs ever. The voices just gel together so beautifully, and yeah, I really am enjoying this. It's just fantastic. Getting into the whole country music vibe, and I thought the best place to start would be Dolly Parton, and hopefully move on to other country artists in future. So yeah, I went for that one. And next is another Dolly Parton CD, and this is the Gospel Collection. I haven't had a chance to listen to this CD yet because I'm still really enjoying the very best of, but I'll move on to this album next. It's basically, a lot of these tracks aren't even on the greatest hits, so it's like a separate album of songs that I haven't really heard before. Again, amazing cover art, a very retro picture of Dolly back in the day when she used to have the big hair with the wig, I think. And yeah, beautiful cover art, and I can't wait to listen to this as well. I picked this up the same day as the very best of Dolly Parton. Next is Golf Rap, Felt Mountain. This is a debut album. It was released in 2000. And I never got round to buying this when I got the other Golf Rap albums, like over the years, because I know this album, I heard it was a lot more experimental and a lot more different compared to the later stuff. I think it was because they hadn't really found their sound, and around this time, this was when electronic music wasn't really, you know, in the mainstream area at all. And it's very unusual. It's a really good album, very artistic, very visual in a way, but it's slightly cinematic, because there's not many, the vocals aren't very strong on this album. Like, there isn't that much singing, I don't think. There's a lot more instrumental going on in the background, and you get the whole feeling of what you visualise is what you hear. Very beautiful though, the cover art, the inspiration, everything. There are a couple of tracks on this album I don't like. There's a song called Dear Stop, and I really don't like that song at all. I just think it sounds a bit depressing and a bit just not nice to listen to at all. Just in my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But there are some other great songs on here, like Utopia, of course. Pilots is a good one. Unprovidar. And of course Lovely Head, which was the single off this. And I heard this is going to be on vinyl this year, so I'll definitely pick that up. I know a couple of people have got the vinyl already, and it looks amazing, so I'll definitely get that when it's released. I think it's June it comes out. And I picked these up off the internet. It's just 2 golf app singles that came in the bundle. It's Ooh La La and Number One. These are from the Supernatural album from 2005. So yeah, 10 years old. It's surprising how fast time has gone since then. Still sounds amazing today. It's funny because I think this Ooh La La is probably golf app's biggest hit. I much prefer Number One. I think I just love the background melody and the vocals and the beats as well to the Ooh La La. So yeah, fantastic. Really cheap items as well. Next is an item that came out this week. I was going to do an unboxing, I think, but I just wanted to open it straight away because I just couldn't wait to listen to it. And it's the new Grace Jones Disco box set, the Disco Years. It's basically the first 3 albums from Grace Jones all together in this really nice box. And I never ever owned any of these albums before, so they was all new to me. I only knew a couple of the tracks off each album that were singles and were on the Island Life compilation, like I Need a Man, Do or Die, La Vie en Rose. So the rest was all new to me. I have heard reviews about Grace Jones' disco era as being very camp but very mellow disco, slightly reggae style compared to the more electronic stuff she did in the 80s, which was just superior. But it is still worthy addition if you like Grace Jones. I think some of the vocals sound really good on this, and she sounds very happy and vibrant. I think it's good having this as well, because if you prefer the more happy upbeat Grace, I really would recommend listening to this compared to the more serious stuff she did in the 80s. The only album I've really listened to on a whole is Portfolio, which is quite unusual because most of the tracks are songs off musicals. They're Sending the Clowns, which is a very, very famous song covered by many artists, and it sounds amazing. What I Did for Love, fantastic. And Tomorrow, which is most famously off the film Annie, the musical Annie, and that's quite unusual, but quite interesting at the same time. Again, very camp, but really interesting. There's a lot of disco mixes, instrumental versions as well on each album, and I'll just show you what it looks like. You get the 3 albums and they're like in these cardboard digipacks. Not the most exciting of packaging, but there you go. So yeah, and it comes with a booklet though, and it's a really nice booklet. It's just got loads of pictures and basically like a biography about the time this all this music was released. Just a lot of great info here, so it's a good read to listen to. Good read to read to, sorry. So yeah, it was $15.99 in HMV, so it was a great price, I think. I didn't see the box set of the vinyl version in there that day, but I might get that in future. I think I'm just really enjoying this so far because I didn't want to buy both the same day just in case I didn't like the CD box set, but I know I would anyway. So yeah, that one's next one. And I also picked up on the same day in HMV Donna Summer, Love to Love You Baby. I really would like to start getting into more Donna Summer albums. The only ones I've got are the Greatest Hits and Another Place, Another Time from the Stock Aitken and Waterman era. So I really wanted to listen to more of the classic disco 70s stuff, and I thought this would be the great one to start with. Even though I know this is the second album, excuse me, I didn't find the album that was released before this. I think it's quite rare. But I thought I'd start with this and then move on to Bad Girls, or perhaps another one around that time. There's only 6 songs off this album, but it still looks very good because it's got Love to Love You Baby, the long version, which is 16 minutes and 48 seconds. And I know that's a very, very famous song, very beautiful, very memorable, and it just reeks of the whole disco era. So, and beautiful cover art as well, if you can see. Next is an album I picked up off eBay this week, and I'm really loving it. It's in my CD player at the moment, and it's Tiffany. This was released in 1987 from the teen pop star from America, who did she did a tour around a lot of malls, shopping malls at the time, which is quite an unusual way to do it, but it worked for her. Fantastic album. The only song that I really knew from Tiffany is I Think We're Alone Now. But I really wanted to try and research more of her songs, and I love them. There's a few songs on here that I'm listening to just as much as I Think We're Alone Now. The standout tracks on here are Danny, Spanish Eyes, Promises Made, and Could Have Been, which is basically most of the singles. But it's got a really nice sound to it, a sound that I always loved about the 80s, particularly the American 80s music. A vocal sound really good as well, and quite surprising for such a young girl at the time. It was quite expensive, this CD. I mean, it wasn't that cheap as it should have been, but I just really wanted it so badly, and I'm really cherishing it now, so yeah. And last one is one I picked up in a charity shop, and it's Pet Shop Boys Behaviour. I think this is their third or fourth album, I think. I really like the cover art. It's very moody, and it just, the whole 90s image started to come out there. And this was when I think the Pet Shop Boys started to become a lot more experimental and a lot less mainstream around this time. As I said, you know, it was moving on into the 90s era, so that's where they was heading. And the only song that I really have memorised off here is Jealousy, which was one of the singles. I have listened to the first half so far, and it is a grower, and it does take some time getting in listened to, as a lot of Pet Shop Boys albums are, but they're very artistic and quite inspirational as well. So yeah, and that's the CDs, and then we'll move on to the vinyls. I've got a good mix here. The first one are a bundle I got off eBay from the same seller, and it's some picture discs, and picked them up at quite a good price, and they was all still brand new when I bought them because the sticker was covering each one. And the first one is Golf Rap, and it's Happiness. This is the only vinyl that I've cracked open, as you can see where it's ripped and torn there, because I just really wanted to listen to this because it's one of my favourite Golf Rap songs, and it sounds really good on vinyl, the whole bass and everything. Really good song. So yeah, side A is Happiness single version, and side B is Happiness Metronome remix featuring the Teenagers, which I have listened to, which is good. Obviously not as good as the single version now. Next is A&E, which is another great Golf Rap songs. It's quite surprising because it is quite a quiet song, very low key, and it's just very acoustic sounding as well, but it's very memorable at the same time. It's just surprising how a track so simple can sound just as memorable as Happiness, for example. Side A is A&E, and side B is A&E Maps instrumental mix, and that one's still sealed. Next is Caravan Girl, which is also off the same either of the previous two singles from the 7th Tree album. Beautiful cover art as well, just like the others. Side A is Caravan Girl, and side B is Little Bird Animal Collective remix. I don't really remember this song, but I'll have to listen to it and it'll just jump back right into my head. So yeah. And the fourth one, which was a bit random, it just came with them. The few that I just shown, it's Golf Rap Alive, and this was released from the album after 7th Tree, Head First. Really interesting because this is a square disc as well, which is really unusual. And I'm glad this one come with it because it's another one of my favourite Golf Rap songs, and it's my favourite track off the Head First album as well, along with Dreaming. So yeah, great song, great cover art as well. I love the colour vibe and the whole 80s feel of it. Side A is the Alive radio edit, and side B is a live Joking remix edit. So yeah, another beautiful picture disc. And next is a single I got off a record fair, which I went to about a month ago, and it's a Grace Jones 7-inch, Pull Up to the Bumper. Yeah, really good cover art as well. Just reminds me of a billboard, the way the font is and what Grace is wearing, etc, etc. And side 1 is Put Up to the Bumper, and side B is La Vie en Rose, which is a little bit disappointing. I would have loved to have had an original B-side on this single, but it's a track that I've got a few times now on different formats. But oh well, great cover art nonetheless, and it was quite a good price, so I couldn't pass it up. And the last 7-inch is a bit of a boring one, but I love this song, by the way, and I bought this from another record fair. It was a very small one though, and there wasn't much there at all except for this. And it's a Phil Spector single from the Crystals, the girl group The Crystals, and it's Then He Kissed Me, which is a really good Phil Spector song. I've been listening to that song quite a lot recently. And it's quite interesting because the B-side to this is Do Do Ron Ron, which is another great single off the Crystals. So you basically get two singles on one single. I think that's why, like the Grace Jones single just shown, it had two singles on one, so that the listener can appreciate both songs, which is why I'm in this case. Quite interesting cover art as well from the Warner Spector era. I know a lot of singles have this cover art on here. Yeah, very old. And the last two are a 12-inch and an album. And the first one is a Record Day release. And Record Store Day this year, there wasn't really anything I wanted. There usually really isn't on Record Store Day, I'm not going to lie. I don't really go out and go obsessive over it, but I did this year because I wanted to make the effort and get an item that I really wanted. It was just one item. I was leaning to get the new Florence and the Machine single, but I sort of went against it, even though there wasn't no copies of it left anyway. I thought it's going to be on the album, the new upcoming album, and I'm just looking forward to that really than a single with a boring cover art. I'm sorry, but the cover art is nice, but it's just a bit dull, and it's a shame because I know Florence and the Machine has done some brilliant visuals for singles in the past, especially from the Lungs era. So that was a no. So I went with the item I really wanted, and I found it in the record shop in my local city of Birmingham, and it's I Need a Man by Grace Jones. I wanted this free badly, especially because this was all part of promotion for the new disco album box set which I've shown earlier, and I just wanted to get this because I love Grace Jones, obviously. Very nice cover art as well. I know this is a official picture from the 70s, and it says cover by Richard Bernstein. So yeah, nice full picture of Grace there. And side one is I Need a Man, the 12-inch version, and side B is Levian Rose, the 12-inch version. And it's really nice to listen to because I'm not really one for listening to 12 inches that much, but I actually have listened to this quite a few times and I really am enjoying it. Especially Levian Rose, because you can really enjoy the full melody for a good few minutes longer than usual. And it's nice thick black vinyl as well, really really well made, so I'll be cherishing this for ages. And the very last item is an album which I was looking for a while back, and I didn't think I'd find it, but I did, in HMV, and it's Marina and the Diamonds Fruit, which I've got on CD, but I really wanted it on vinyl. And this album has now become my second favourite Marina album, after Family Jewels. I love this album now, it's fantastic. Because when I first bought it on CD, I did listen to it a few times, and I thought it was good, but I really wanted to listen to it even more, so I could really appreciate it, just like all of albums, and now I do. I think what I love about this album is I feel like it's really been made by Marina, and compared to Electra Heart, which I loved, but she had a lot of help with co-producers as such in America, and I know that it costed the record label a lot of money at the time, so she really had to downgrading budget on this album, but it's done wonders because it's still just as amazing and magic as all of the albums. It has a really nice sound to it as well. It's quite mixed. It's a little bit 70s, a lot of 80s, and even a little bit of 90s in here. My favourite song on here is now Gold. It used to be Blue, but Gold has suddenly become my favourite of all the tracks. I must admit though that side A is a lot better than side B in my opinion. The only song on side B which I really love is Savages, which I know is one of the fan favourites, but side 1 is beautiful. Fruit, On a Ruin, Haunting, Blue, it's very fun. Goals, it's just a fantastic 10 out of 10 album. I was going to review this album, but I think it's a bit too late now. But unless people want me to review it, go ahead. And I know a lot of people have reviewed this album already, but it's just, I love this album. It sounds even better on vinyl. So if you find this anywhere on vinyl and you love the album, pick it up because you won't regret it. Good price as well, and get it before it becomes rare, just in case. So yeah, Marina Diamond's Fruit, and that's it. And that is it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the update. By the way, I've filmed with a different camera and on a slightly different angle than the usual, than before. I really wanted to, you know, film with a better camera because I've noticed my last few videos, the camera which I was using before, I think the sound has become a little bit not as good. I think it's starting to die out, the actual camera, so I want to film with a much more better quality camera. So that is it. Sorry, I can't get my words out. I hope you'll enjoy my update today, people, and I hope you'll have a good week as well. Now we're in May, so that's it, everyone. Hope you have a good week, and see you later.